my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of FM22's The Hall of Famer. Last episode is linked above, my friends. That was the Champions League final. Feel free to go and get caught up. Now, this season we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We're going to be condensing seasons into sort of 3 or 4 episodes. And this is going to be part 1 of season 13 today. So let's do it. So first things first, we're going to start at the transfers, and I'm going to attempt to kind of get through these, rattle through them, wrap them up as quick as possible, because we've got 2 finals that I'm going to bring you up. Now, the finals and the cup games I'm going to bring in their entirety, as I have done in previous seasons during the course of the series, but other bits and bobs we're just going to kind of wrap up a bit quicker. So the transfer window has kind of been a lot tamer than it has been in recent summers. A lot of that is because we've got a pretty solid team now, and I really don't feel the need to kind of upset the apple cart. So as far as going outs are concerned, Razak Bates has left the football club. He's gone to QPR. He was kind of like our backup keeper last year, and he didn't want to sign a new deal. So we just cashed in. We got 100k for him for an academy player. Not bad. And then there's a few others that are left on free. So Henry Perry left on a free. So did Musakar. They were both youngsters. They've left the football club. Francois Diabate's gone out on loan this season. I was kind of looking at his playing time, and he didn't play an awful lot, just the 11 games. And he's still young, and I want him to develop. So he's gone out on loan for the season. We've got Benjamin Ilicic. He's gone for £20 million. He basically just wasn't that good in the end, and so I decided to cash in. And I got a little bit of a top-up on the money that we spent on him. But yeah, I don't know. He was doing okay last year, and then we had a few contract issues with him, and so I've just decided to cash in. It was just a lot easier to do so. I've sent Zuhair Idrisi out on loan this season to Udinese. As you know, he only played 3 games. Young player, we want to get good. I think Edwin Rodas is one we've bought in, but he's gone straight out, as is Ray Reyes. Juan Fernandez is one that might be a bit of a surprise. He's gone to Hertha Berlin for £30 million. He was into the last year of his contract and basically refused to sign a new one. So we were either going to let him go on a free or do what I've done, cash in, make some money. 30 million on 500k spent. Yeah, it's a good markup. It was well worth it. I'm aware he's worth more now, but it's one of those things. Matteo Colombini has gone out on loan. Felix Dold is another new signing, but he's gone out on loan. Gassan Ishmael's gone out on loan. Matteo Bodovec has gone out on loan again. Salva Malada, new signing, gone out on loan. And Ronaldo Chandler. So I'm going to obviously talk you through some of these signings that have come in that have gone straight out on loan as well. So we've got Salva Malada, young defender. I think there's a bit of potential in there. We've not paid a lot of money for him. As you can see, 875k. He comes in, 18 years of age. We're essentially just going to try and develop him, and we're doing so this season by sending him out on loan. The same can be said for Ray Reyes, who we bought in for 575k. I think he's a pretty good player for that money that we spent. A Peruvian attacking midfielder who is just as comfortable at centre mid as well. And as you can see, he's got bags of potential. Another youngster we've bought in is that of Edwin Rosas, a Colombian centre midfielder, this one. Again, as you can see, bags of potential, very well-rounded player already, and comes in for 550k. Some real bargain youngsters there, those 3. Really, really good business by the club. That's about £2 million spent on them. We then bought in Hernan Maloney, another youngster. He comes in for 950k, £2 million with the add-ons. He is listed for loan as well, and I think maybe slight overspend here, considering the others are slightly more well-rounded, but he's another player with a bit of potential, 18, and probably will go out on loan this season. And then if we move forward, we've sort of got Dimitris Simitos from Crystal Palace. Essentially, the 650 is just the fee that we paid because we've signed him on a free, but he's a young English midfielder, basically. And I think for the money we've spent, he might not look that amazing at the minute, but he's just 17 and he's got some real potential ability. So if we can develop him, he could potentially be a good player for the future. And it ticks that box as an English player. Then we got Felix Dold, £7 million we paid Augsburg for him. It was his minimum fee release clause. He's already a pretty good player. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to loan him or not. He was on the cusp of the first team for me, even at 18. But I have loaned him out for the season because I think it will do him some good. And then the last one, and this is a first team signing, and essentially Benjamin Ilisic's replacement, £30 million up front, potentially goes to 70 million. And it's Pierre Francesco Papa, says left-sided player, but I'm going to turn him into a right winger because I think he's got all the attributes to do it, and he is a lot more naturally right-footed than he is left. As we all know, I don't play with inverted wingers or inside forwards, so I've decided to revert him over to the right-hand side. 21 years of age and looks unbelievable, doesn't he? So top stuff. Next thing we're going to do is I am going to show you the season preview for the Premier League and what they expect to happen. Then we'll do the Community Shield and the Super Cup finals before showing you the form in the Premier League at this early stage. So as far as the season preview for the Premier League is concerned, it looks a little something like this. They've got us as favourites to win the league again, 11-10 odds on, 4-1 for Manchester United, and then they've got City, Chelsea, Newcastle and Arsenal. Liverpool making up the European places. We've got, I really don't know about the rest of it. We'll have to wait and see. As you can see, Cruz, Alfonso, Raisha, Wright, Yaya, Makoko, all in the dream team at the beginning of the season, which is excellent to see. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the likes of the Premier League. So first up, gang, we are going with the Community Shield. Obviously, I'm not commentating on this as I play the game. Everything's pre-recorded now, but I can just I haven't got to worry about actually managing the game. We can just talk through it, but I want to bring you the games kind of like live in play so you can see what I did during the course of the games to kind of get through them. So yeah, this was kind of like the first big piece of silverware that we had ready to win at the beginning of the season. And it was against Manchester United of all teams. I think as a result of us winning everything last season, Manchester United finished second, so that's why they get to play us in the Community Shield. As you can see, early stages in the game, Manchester United pretty dominant in the fixture, on the ball right now and passing it around quite nicely. Not sure on the business Manchester United have done in this window, but all the teams are basically playing catch up with West Ham now after our dominant season last year. But this is good football from West Ham as Kabamba now finds Yaya. That's a ball around the corner into Makoko, driving forward, now into Kabamba. He comes forward into Cruz. Lovely ball in, and Novalet's header. That goes just wide of the post. A good bit of build-up play from West Ham in typical West Ham fashion as well. That was our first shot of the game as well. But yeah, what I really want you to do, gang, is just take this episode by episode now with this new format and let me know what you're making of it. I would really appreciate your feedback. I've been doing Football Manager, the same format year on year, and it doesn't really go anywhere. So I'm trying now, I'm going to try to do it a bit differently. I think from FM23, you'll really notice the changes that I'm going to make. But yeah, I've decided that the long form series, the way I do it, doesn't really, I don't think it works from a viewer's perspective. I find that people get, there we go. That's 1-0. And of course, it's Yusufa Makoko. Of course it is. But yeah, I feel people don't so much lose interest, but they just get tired of long form series where there's 15, 16 episodes a season. I think you need to just shorten it down. You know, I watch other FM YouTubers and some of them have found a lovely balance as that header cannons off the bar and is over. It's still 1-0 to West Ham. And yeah, essentially, this is me testing it as we finish off the Hall of Famer, basically. We're at a point now where, you know, the team is very good. And with FM being a little easier this year, I just feel like we're going to become quite a dominant force. So I feel like this might be the best way to kind of continue the series on, but still bring it to its finale that we all want to see, basically. But we are nearing half-time. We pick up an injury. William Kabamba is going to come off, and it's going to be Pier Francesco Papa to come on, which is actually his official debut for the football club. It's a lot of money spent on the Italian, but I'm hoping that it's going to pay dividends. When we look at him, he looks like a special player, looks like a prospect. Half-time, that was not a bad day at the office. I'm basically telling the boys, just give me a bit more. I'm going to move Declan Rice into the midfield. Yaya Tunk's going to go up top, and Kappa's going to come on for Reece Neal. I was having a little go with Declan Rice at ball-playing defender because he's getting on now in years, shall we say, and I feel like he might be kind of ready-made to kind of drop into the defence rather than the midfield now. Plus, with Kabamba and Yaya Tunk both being very good, and me thinking to potentially play box-to-box Yaya Tunk, or even deep-line playmaker, I have decided to make that change as Novalet's header. Wow, that's mental. How that cannoned all over the place. Novalet, really, for me, at 6'8", needs to get on the end of those crosses a bit more. But throwing it to Manchester United as they try to forge away at goal. That comes all the way back. Now into Fernandes. It's good. It's a shot. And it's well handled by Andre Gomez, who, for me, is actually arguably probably one of the best buys of the entire series. He's just been Mr. Consistent between the sticks. That's good football. Rice now. That's a loose pass from him in the midfield, giving it away. Manchester United now come forward. It's into Sancho, and that's nicked in from Novalet. Now into Sabanda. That's into Declan Rice. Of all players, Declan Rice was the one charging forward. He gets a shot off, and that goes over the crossbar. But it's, as you can see, a good performance from West Ham in the game. 10 shots, 3 on target, and it's now Manchester United's chance to get back in it again with a throw-in. That finds its way to Musiala. Yaya now. Oh, that's well defended. Now into Musiala, and that hits the crossbar. It's very, very unlucky for the player. And as you can see, I'm not happy with what I've seen in this second half at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's just one of those things. But we're at the hour mark, 30 minutes to go, still in the lead in the game. But as we all know, United are a good team, as are we. Doing my usual stuff. I know lots of people don't do those instructions, but I am a stickler for them, and I really do think they make a difference. I've played games with them not on and really struggled. For me, they really feed in with my tactics, so I find them helpful. Yaya nearly nicked the ball out of Manchester United's grasp then, as they do continue to come forward, and that somehow fell to Rashford. He was offside anyway. Good save from Gomez, and they are getting closer, aren't they, Manchester United? Nearly at the 70-minute mark. The second half seems to be going at snail's pace compared to the first, but yeah, it's we're going to take Novalet, Yaya Tunk. Yeah, okay, maybe not. Now, obviously, this final has happened before some of the transfers happened. So, Borovic is coming on to make his debut for West Ham. As we all know, in the transfer window, he goes out on loan. So, this obviously happened long before the transfers. I just felt like doing transfers first, though, was just the easiest thing to do. So, I'm learning where this series is concerned, basically, gang. Especially now that we're changing the format ever so slightly. We are just going to do the huge. I am going to bring Kebel off, and we're going to bring Raisha on. Obviously, I didn't go through all the lineup for the Community Shield final. We kind of just jumped in, haven't we? We're doing it. And I'm going to do the same for the Super Cup. We kind of know the team now. You get introduced to players as well, like new signings and whatnot at the beginning of the season. And yeah, you get to see them sort of perform during the course of these games. But I guess the only downside of doing things this way now is that you're not going to be able to connect with the team maybe like you did before, but I think this is going to be the best way for the series going forward. And that right there is going to be a 1-0 victory for West Ham against Manchester United in the Community Shield. Now on to the Super Cup. And so now this is the Super Cup final. As Chelsea won the Europa League, we won the Champions League. We get to take each other on. So it's an all-English Super Cup. And this one, because I already know the result, ends up being an absolute banger. So yeah, enjoy this final, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, early stages, Chelsea are very much on top of the game. But yeah, it's interesting how the English teams really do dominate in European football on this game. But if you're looking at Chelsea's team and you're looking at ours, they're actually really, really even on paper. The Dimitro Malish, Igor Milovac, Branham Fell, they're all regens that Chelsea have got, but all of them are next level. As you can see, West Ham, early stages, we win a penalty. Yaya Toure going down, and yeah, this is going to be a penalty for West Ham. Lovely job to win that. It was good from Yaya Toure, and Makoko is going to step up. And Makoko, in true Makoko fashion, is going to put it away. It's top stuff from him, and that makes it 1-0 in this Super Cup final. From the spot, he rarely misses. Not that really penalty taking statistics or attributes matter on this game, because I've seen the best penalty takers miss them on this one. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But the game continues to rattle on, and as we can all see, West Ham very much dominating this fixture. It now gets to build from the back from West Ham. Rice on the football. He comes inside to Kappa, inside to Yaya. Rice back to Kappa, into Yaya. It's good football from West Ham as per usual. Sabanda driving at his previous team. He's absolutely tearing it, and then he shoots and it goes wide. It's a good run though from Sabanda as he tries to get West Ham 2 goals that are good in this Super Cup final. It's good football. It always is good football. Entertaining football from West Ham. But we are now going to have a free kick. It's Makoko over it. And Makoko bends that into the top corner. And he makes it 2-0 for the Claret and Blue Army as they bounce up and down in the stands. They're absolutely loving life under Callender, aren't they? I've become one of the best managers in the world since my move to West Ham, which is pretty incredible to say. Now, I guess we could have made this series a bit harder by staying at the smaller clubs like a Graza, for instance. But, you know, the whole point is got to get to the top of the Hall of Fame. And, you know, being a manager of a good team really kind of helped our cause. And we've turned West Ham into a bit of a juggernaut, haven't we, since joining. Chelsea now tried to come forward, intercepted by Kappa. Rice on the football. He comes wide into Alfonso. Kappa just playing out from the back quite calmly. It's into Yaya, into Makoko, who drives forward, and Makoko scores one of the best goals you're going to see. He literally took on the defence. He bends it top corner, and isn't that a Makoko hat-trick? Yes, it is. Makoko's got the cocoa, and we're cooking on gas. He's loving life. Rice now with a free kick into Novelay. It's into Makoko, back to him. It's into Papa, and Papa has got a brand new bag. He scores a goal. He makes it 4-0 in 40 minutes, and it's quite ridiculous from West Ham, this. It's an unbelievable performance thus far, and yeah, we're loving life. And you would think that that is the Super Cup in the bag for West Ham. Ball over the top as this first half continues to go on because of the amount of highlights that we've seen, and it's now coming into Chelsea's grasp. And can they do anything with it as they drive that into Williams, and he drives at our defence? It's good football from the Chelsea players. That's the ball around the corner, and it's a well-worked goal in the end as Dusan Vlahovic puts it in the back of the net, and it's 4-1. And is the comeback on, ladies and gentlemen? You'll have to wait and see, won't you, as Novelay spreads the ball wide, as this first half still rattles on. As Wirtz now is on the ball, he finds Vlahovic, and they've scored 2 in a minute. It's unbelievable from Chelsea as they make it 4-2, and as you can see with me there at the bottom, I'm losing my mind. I can't believe they've scored 2 in a minute and they've made it 4-2 and given themselves a chance in the second half. But 6 goals in 45 minutes of football. If you were a paying patron, you would be extremely happy with that, wouldn't you? But here we go, second half coming up, and we are now going to see what these teams are made of. Will West Ham score more? Will Chelsea pull it back to 4-4? Will they even go on and win? We're going to find out in the second 45, and it starts quieter, which I'm very happy about and was happy about at the time. I was pulling my hair out, didn't know what direction to go, didn't know what I was going to need to do to kind of get West Ham back on the straight and narrow, basically. But as you can see, we're nearly at the hour mark in the game. All is going okay at this point, and I'm not going to lose it, and I'm not going to stress too much. But here we go. It's a free kick to Chelsea. Williams is over it. It's a great free kick, and it goes in off the bar. It's 4-3. Are Chelsea doing this? Have West Ham bottled it? Wait and see. Just wait and see. But 4-3 is a ridiculous scoreline on any day of the week, but in particular this one, when West Ham were 4-0 up and cruising. Sabanda makes way for Quartez. Novelate makes way for Neil, and their two substitutions that I chose to make at the time. It's still rattling on this game. It can obviously go to extra time. Ruben Kappa's having a dodgy game, which is a worry. The two centre-backs kind of went to sleep in the second half. I even felt the need to leave Makoko on the football pitch because I was just unsure where the goals would come from if I took him off, basically. Loads of yellow cards being picked up from Chelsea as they tried to battle the ball back to advance themselves in the game. Next substitution is incoming for West Ham as I take a look at the bench and I'm like, who? What do I do? We put Neil into the attacking midfield positions. We bring Gorman on. And then we change him and Declan Rice around. Rice is now box to box. And Luis Nascimento was going to come on, but I've made all my substitutions. Now, Luis Nascimento, you should remember, was a kind of academy player that we bought last season. He's now first team for us this year. We do all the usual stuff as Chelsea start making subs and whatnot. We drive forward, we lose the ball. Are Chelsea going to go and get that fourth goal they so desperately need? No, we've defended it. Not sure if this is going to be a dead highlight or not, because this has happened after a bunch of substitutions, and that's usually the case. But we'll stick with it just in case as Chelsea drive forward again. Ball over the top. It's saved, and it's a good save for Andre Gomez. The game continues to go on. It felt like the longest game known to man when I was playing it. I'm going to be very, very honest with you because it was just jam-packed with stuff happening. So the ball is now with West Ham again in the midfield. And Reece Neal intercepts. He drives through and his shot is so tame and so useless. It's saved and it goes wide. That would have put the game to bed for West Ham, but it's not to be as Makoko whips a corner in and it's dealt with. It's out. It's back to him. It's not going to come back in the box, though. This is probably going to go dead, because that's usually the case. It's another corner. Gorman does well. Another youth prospect who's been given a bit of game time at the beginning of the season. Makoko lines up another corner. It's a ball in, it's headed, it's over the bar. 5 minutes to go. Can West Ham hold on? Will they be lifting the Super Cup at the end of the season? If Chelsea got anything to say about it, probably not. As Malish drives forward, it's into Paolo Bonetti, it's into Malish, and he's shot. It goes wide. And is that it? Can we call this game now? Can we go to bed? Can we go to sleep? Can we move on to the next episode? Please, can we just get this game done and dusted? The ball is with us again. The pry press is on. We don't know how to pass around it, but we managed to. Gorman now, his pass is sloppy, but Neil nicks in again. He drives forward into Makoko, the one man you'd want it to fall to, and he tries to find Papa, and we lose the ball, and it's really useless play in the final third from West Ham as Chelsea try to switch it. They can't. It's a ball over the top. It's Makoko. He hits the inside of the post, and it's still 4-3 West Ham. Chelsea are going to go up the other end. They're driving at West Ham. It's end to end this one. Declan Rice picked it up. There's 2 minutes added on. That's going to be that. West Ham are going to cling on, and they are gonna. Trust me, they are gonna. Oh my God, lift the Super Cup. What a game. On to the rest of this season. And as well as the Community Shield and the Super Cup, you will see, gang, that in the Premier League, the form has not been too bad. In the month of August, we got good wins against Manchester City and Watford, but were defeated by Liverpool. We have played Bournemouth as a game in September because I wanted to get the Champions League group drawn, and we won that by 2-1 as well. So not a bad start. 2 cups in the bag already, and we've obviously started pretty well in the Premier League. And I'll take you to the competition screen so that you can see in the Prem we are 5th at this very, very early stage. We have got drawn in the UEFA Champions League group with Milan, Nice and Mainz. We are obviously trying to defend that title this time around, so let's see how we can get on with that. By the time we bring this back with the next episode, we should be quite far into the Champions League group stages, so that will be very, very interesting. Like I've already said, nice to see a couple of trophies already. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, they await for us as well, my friends. But yeah, that pretty much brings this very first episode of this new season to a hold. Next time we come back, we'll be in the January transfer window. And so there you go, my friends. We're done and dusted for another episode of FM22's The Hall of Famer. Let me know what you've made of the way that I've kind of rounded this up in the first part of this 13th season. And obviously, I think once the episodes are all together and you see the whole season, you'll be able to give me a proper bit of feedback on how you see this going. I just feel like this is the easiest way to do it, gang, because we've basically seen us with it all. But subscribe if you're new, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. But until next time, stay safe, stay humble, and I'll see ya real soon.